Being successful in business and in sports, Daryl McAvena of Performance Freight Management is a perfect example for this episode of giving back. Stay tuned.
That's right. What's up, you sucker? What's up, you sucker? What you looking at?
Hey everybody, it's Bruno and B, where it all can't be serious, and we're going to get a little serious here a little bit, but I'm here with my good friend Daryl McAvena, brought to you by Performance Freight Management, the exclusive partner in freight management across the Megapix network. So Daryl, welcome back, braving it. I know you can ride a bull with or without a helmet, but can you survive a third episode?
Oh, absolutely. I'm in for the ride.
Okay, let's give this a try, because our caption says giving back, and I know that's something that both yourself, Performance Freight Management, and your family don't take lightly. So walk us through. Let's start off with Performance Freight Management, kind of what it is, but also how you feel it gives back to the community.
Yeah, you know, at Performance Freight Management, I've got an amazing team. Most of our team has a family, they have kids, so it's, you know, you've got to navigate the blend of having a business and understanding what that balance is with our company. And you know, we've had some trials and tribulations, you know, that can't go into detail on, but it affected my whole team. And at that point, I just realized that, you know, there's mental health and there's actual mental growth and performance that's required. And over the last 24 months, that's just been a vital, you know, kind of focus of mine. And I've definitely not only given my team mental performance training with outsiders, like we have a mental health performance trainer, Brett Gardner, that comes in every month and just develops them, prepares them, gives them the you know, the kind of the baseline they need to go forward with. And then I started thinking, like, you know, our community needs that, right? Like, we've got to have people and men and women outside of that probably need the same. So, you know, in Performance Freight Management, we have a day-to-day 8 to 5, and we're trying to move freight all across the world and balance family and juggle, you know, freight. Can you imagine everyone else, right? Like, they're doing the same thing. We're all, you know, you look to the left of us and that person's probably got more problems than I do. Mm-hmm. So I just started, you know, working on some programs. We had a mental health men's movie night. You know, right. That was a great event that you attended, and that was, for me, that was getting the men. And my motto there was just get up and get out. You know, it's tough to get men out these days because we have family, we're busy, we've got all kinds of activities, board meetings, you know, sports, all that kind of stuff. But to actually get men together and have permission to, you know, to show their emotions or talk about their emotions, pretty tough. But that was my goal, was to try and get people out for that, to start sharing how their emotions are feeling on their sleeve and where they're at.
You know, that was an amazing event. I had the opportunity of showing up, and in our last episode, No Bull, that was a great one. You guys got to tune in to No Bull. But you had mentioned your love for rodeo, mostly bull riding. And we mentioned that you were so gracious to bring myself and a friend of mine up in Edmonton to watch the Canadians, and the Canadian rodeo, not the Montreal Canadiens. But you mentioned, we were there, and you mentioned Brett's name. Mm-hmm. And you're like, hey, you hear that guy? And I hope he gets to see this, because I did meet him briefly. Man, he's good as an announcer, isn't he? And you had him speak at the men's night. So why don't we talk about that a little bit, and what, I mean, he was just like really good. He wasn't just good.
Yeah, he's extraordinary, and he's probably the best in the world when it comes to announcing and being an MC, or just he's his own production. Mm-hmm. He can run 20,000 people at Rogers Place without a doubt, no problem. Handle them, manage them. Anything goes sideways, he picks it up. But behind the scenes, he's the gentleman that's trying to keep my team strong and give them some tools to understand mentally. And to have a guy like that in your corner, not only for our men's mental health night, but then again for our actual day-to-day with my company. And then I just talk to him on an ongoing basis. I think it's really important that everybody has somebody that they can be accountable to, or have someone to talk to just for their emotions, right? You know, some days are hard and you want to get through those days, but man, he's a great guy, and you know, he's basically 365 days a year, he's doing something with mental health or rodeo, you know?
Well, what I find fascinating about Performance Freight Management, who, by the way, is one of our national partners, and we don't take that very lightly, and I'm very proud to be part of your journey. Like I said, the one thing that I found really astonishing, is that the word? Is that you have a freight part of your business, you have a management part of your business, sales, but you also have a mental health part. Now I don't know if you just call it a department, but like you mentioned, that's a core part of your company.
Yeah, it's huge. I think, you know, like all my life I've done fitness training, but I haven't done any mental health training, right? Or mental growth training or any type of mental training. And like I said, over the last 24 months, just kind of going through some turbulence and feeling like, man, I can't just be the only one, right? So you've got to have a program in place that can sustain the baseline of people's day-to-day, right? Because sometimes we're 1 to 10, we go really fast to 10, right? Where we can explode, or we can get upset, or we just have too many things on the go and we're gonna burn out. And I think if we have the right tools and the right individuals that can educate us on that, I think it is so vital. And I see it, you know, more and more with the younger generations, that if we can walk it and walk in the fruit, then our kids will hopefully see that as well, and then they'll start to pick up on that they need, you know, to not only train their body in fitness, but train their brain, you know, and be prepared.
And you're also giving back in so many other ways, and I am highlighting you. I know you're kind of, you know, squirming a little bit. You're like, oh, don't bring that up and don't bring that up, because you're not a me guy. You've never struck me as a me guy. Look at me. But then you find out, it's like, wow, you're doing that too, and you're also doing that, and you're also doing that. But there's a kind of a fun project, yet I think it's still related to mental health, and that's our 300-pound poets. Very little fact out there that's not known is that Daryl's actually a podcast producer of some sort, right?
Yeah.
And that's with the ride with our good friends, the 300-pound poets, Randy Chevrier and Sheldon Spastic, former football greats. Tell us about that. Like, you kind of got involved in it, and then all of a sudden, like, we're tuned in at 11 o'clock at night. We'll put the link below here, and we're like texting away, and it seems like a very innocent program, but it's a really cool way to kind of just be yourself.
Yeah, you know, the long and short of it, I met Randy at I have a ranch retreat, and him and his girlfriend came out, and I met him, and we really hit it off, and we started talking, and he had this passion about a podcast. I said, I'll help you out. I just believed in his passion. He's very passionate about, you know, giving back, and he thought the podcast would be the way to do it. And I said, whenever you start it, I'm in. So he came back to me and said, hey, I think I'm ready to do this. And I said, okay, I'll help you out, and, you know, we'll see what we can do. And you know, we started run this ride, and it was called, you know, Chevy and Nasty the Ride. And it's great because, you know, it's kind of that campfire conversation. It has that, you know, that kind of reminder about mental health and mental performance, and there's some moments in there that you know, we touch on it more than you would normally in a podcast, and I really believe in that. I think that's very helpful, and it's live, and so to have that live interaction, you know, you and I are on there sometimes, and we're going back and forth. There's some great conversation. Even the side comments are fun. But Randy and Sheldon are so good at what they do. They're so relatable, and you know, they say I'm some sort of executive producer, but they could do without me. You know, they're well performed and improvise very well.
If I were to give my 2 cents worth, it's my show. So I pay these guys. Listen to me, I'm right. No, but the thing is that I think at first my commentary was, you know, they did bring up the mental health, and now it's just happening, as opposed to bringing it up all the time.
Yeah.
And I don't think it was good or bad at the beginning, but now it's just like, it's just a healthy thing and it's not just men, there's women on the show too, and it's like, just the whole interaction, you just feel the part of, hey, somebody's listening to me, or at least pretending to listen, and it's very therapeutic. And but I have to ask you, do I comment too much on there? But I bring up the Yankees a lot.
I would imagine if they did the calculation, you and I would be at the top.
I think we are. And that's just because we have to yes everybody for the whole week. Yes, we'll do that. Yeah, no problem. And now it's like, the Yankees rule, and you're putting up.
Penguins.
Once in a while, yeah, the Penguins. And, I think I threw up a couple of rodeo. Bull riders are real athletes compared to whatever else. They get a little worked up about that. But it's a great show. And it's not just to plug their show, but it's also to say thanks to you for really recognizing the fact that you do need the Department of Mental Health in your business and also outside of work. And I'm just blown away and impressed on how much you do giving back to society. So thank you very much about that. So
No, thank you, and I think you're right. It is therapeutic, even just for myself to be a part of it.
So what else is coming up your side in terms of?
Well, we've got a big employee customer appreciation night in November, so we bring all our customers out, so we're pretty excited about that. They come out, and we have Brett Gardner speaking at that as
nice.
well, and then we've got another Susan Dabb. She's a executive coach, business development guru. She's going to speak there as well, so we bring everyone together for a night, give them some mental education, and appreciate a lot of our loyal customers and our great staff that I have. So
I know this is going to air after the event, but a great organization. You're having an event on Wednesday. I'm planning on be there. It's going to be great. We're going to be talking about the NHL, mental health, et cetera, et cetera. What's the name of the organization, and what does it do?
yeah, so the organization's Core Path. So it's an organization that brings men and women together for business kind of focus. And it's a business group, so we focus on business, personal, and spiritual. So we come together once a month, and basically we get together, and if we've got any HR challenges or we're trying to develop things, we get together. But on Wednesday, we're having the chief medical doctor coming in for kind of an educational session on Wednesday at 6 o'clock, so it's going to be great.
That'll be fun. Daryl, how do they get in touch with you?
You can get me at Daryl@pfmfreight.com. Or pfmfreight.com is the website, or my cellular mobile 587-897-7379.
And we have Performance Freight Management under our video. Make sure to visit it. We get it there. We ship it there, no matter how big, how small, how smelly. And also we're going to have some contact information about the ride with Randy and Sheldon. Great show. Show up. It's going to be a lot of fun. So thanks again, Daryl. We're going to be back for one more. And it's going to be rapid fire. I can't tell you what that's all about, but we're going to figure that out. And see you guys next time.